When Maruti first launched the Alto in India, the world was a completely different place. Wikipedia wasn't launched yet. The Twin Towers of the World Trade Center in New York City were still standing mighty tall. Apple hadn't even introduced the first generation iPod or even the iPhone. The euro wasn't legal tender yet, and SpaceX wasn't yet founded by Elon Musk. The US had not yet invaded Iraq, and Facebook and Twitter were not yet founded. Such is the legacy of the Maruti Alto, an icon that is as young as the current millennium, and a brand that has had an unparalleled ride in the Indian market. First launched in September 2000, the Maruti Suzuki Alto has been an absolute favorite with the Indian population, having sold over 43.3 lakh units in the past 22 years. The company has now launched this new version of the Alto, the K10 variant, and which is expected to add on to the popularity of the product. In this feature, we are going to dive deep into the Alto's history, tell you what made this vehicle the most popular product in the Indian market, and also give you details of what this new product is made of. For a vehicle that has continued to be a top-selling model in the industry for over 2 decades, the recently launched K10 version is only its third generation product. The first generation Alto was based on the fifth generation Suzuki Alto K car and continued to sell for 12 years before the second generation Alto was rolled out in 2012. The all-new Alto K10 meanwhile has been conceptualized, designed and developed in India using Suzuki's platform, Powertrain and Technology. At the launch of the vehicle recently, Mr. Hisashi Takeuchi, Managing Director and CEO, Maruti Suzuki India Limited, said that democratizing mobility solutions has always been a core belief of Maruti Suzuki, and with the launch of the all-new Alto K10, the company wishes to spread the joy of mobility to many more households and further strengthen the even growing relationship with its customers. In its 22 glorious years in India, the Alto has remained the number one selling car for 16 consecutive years. While the numbers have fallen over the years owing to newer models and customers' preference for bigger hatchbacks and switch to SUV body style vehicles, the Alto continues to bring in good numbers for Maruti every year. In July 2021, Alto was the sixth biggest passenger vehicle brand in the market and fourth biggest among passenger cars. A year later, in July this year, the Alto didn't even feature in the top 10 passenger vehicles model list, but remained at the seventh spot among passenger cars. For a brand that ruled the charts for so long, these weren't healthy numbers. Let us also look at the retail numbers the Alto did in the last 16 months. Take FY 2021-22 for example. Maruti retailed 145,167 units of the Alto 800 model, averaging 12,097 units a month, giving the brand a 61% market share in the mini hatchback segment. The other Maruti product in this segment, the Espresso, with 66,595 units, was a distant second with 28% share of the segment. The remaining 11% share was garnered by the other product in the segment, the Renault Kwid. Even when we consider the first 4 months of the current fiscal, Alto has upped its share in the segment to almost 62%, with collective sales of 53,091 units at an average of 13,273 units a month. The Espresso has more or less maintained its 28% share, while the Renault Kwid has dropped to a share of 10%. Overall, Maruti Suzuki India's dominance in the mini hatchback segment, which currently has a 90% for the current fiscal, is likely to increase with the introduction of the K10 version. Not just that, the K10 is also likely to considerably increase volumes and market share for Maruti in the overall passenger vehicle segment. Let's look at what makes the all-new Alto contemporary and different. When you place the Alto 800 alongside the all-new Alto K10, the differences are quite evident. The K10 looks youthful, it stands upright. Be it the changed front fascia with new headlamps and honeycomb pattern grille, the rear combination lamps, and the bigger R13 wheels, the all-new Alto looks more welcoming. The higher seating position, the improved visibility, the center-focused dashboard design, floating audio unit are new additions that would add to the pride of an Alto owner. The company has also invested in making the Alto roomier inside. We were particularly pleased with the improved front row knee space and second row leg room, which made ingress and egress easy. The quality of materials used is acceptable for the segment the Alto plays in, and the fit and finish is nice too. This new version of the Alto features a more powerful and efficient next generation K series 1 liter dual jet dual VVT engine that comes with two transmission options, including a 5-speed manual and an auto gear shift or AMT. The claimed power rating of the new K10 engine is 65.7 horsepower at 5500 rpm and 89 newton meters of maximum torque at 3500 rpm. The test agency certified fuel efficiency is marked at 24.9 kilometers to a liter for the AGS variant and 24.39 kilometers to a liter for the MT variant. We were recently invited by Maruti Suzuki to drive the new Alto K10 in the beautiful city of Cochin in Kerala, and the Alto was a perfect companion in our drive through the narrow road that led us to the breathtakingly beautiful Athirapilli waterfalls, about 70 kilometers from the southern city. We drove the manual version of the vehicle and came back truly impressed. The K10 engine, as we have experienced in many other Maruti products, is peppy and refined. The vehicle rides and handles very well on all conditions, and we didn't have to deal with any dull moment with the new Alto K10. The AGS version, which we drove for a very short duration, felt a bit slow to react. While it drives beautifully at cruising speeds, the shifting of gears had a certain amount of lag. Meanwhile, from the comfort, convenience, and safety standpoints, Maruti has offered quite a lot to the customers. Let's look at safety first. The all new Alto K10, which is built on Suzuki's signature hard-type platform, has 15 plus safety features, including dual airbags, anti-lock braking system with electric brake force distribution, pre-tensioner and force limiter front seat belts, reverse parking sensors, and speed sensing auto door lock and high speed alert, among others. There is no engine noise seeping into the cabin. The noise coming into the cabin from the road can perhaps be worked upon. We do understand there are cost considerations to keep in mind while adding more insulation materials, and customers would probably not be too picky about this, but it is one of those things you would want improved. From a connectivity perspective, the Alto features a 17.78 centimeters or 7-inch SmartPlay Studio infotainment system that aids smartphone navigation and smartphone connectivity with Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and other SmartPlay Studio apps. The interior also has digital speedometer display, front power window switches on the instrument panel, and remote keyless entry, in addition to steering mounted audio and voice controls and front and rear door speakers. Maruti could have possibly done better with the pricing of the all-new Alto. Starting at INR 3,99,000 for the standard MT variant, the all-new Alto goes up to INR 5,83,500 for the top-of-the-line VXI Plus AGS variant. But considering the tremendous challenges that manufacturers have with increasing raw material prices, etc., the market leaders for sure have done their due diligence well. Nonetheless, the all-new Alto K10 will surely add to the volumes in the mini hatchback segment as well as add to Maruti's overall market share in the passenger vehicle segment. It is indeed a good product and makes you feel that every household should have a small hatchback irrespective of whatever else you own.